After months of encouraging citizens to invest in renewable energy, Egypt has finally attained its goal. The country, which claims one of the oldest cultures, aims to solve clients' energy needs at cheaper prices and through a more environmentally friendly approach.
Egypt lies in the world's sunbelt and is not short of sunshine. As a result, homeowners are taking advantage of abundant sunshine by installing solar panels and taking part in the feed-in tariff system put in place by the government. In 2014, an incentive scheme was introduced that allowed businesses and households with installed solar panels to sell unused energy back to electricity suppliers.
This is part of the feed-in tariff program that the government did in 2014 to stimulate solar energy and renewable energy. Anyone who is producing solar energy could agree with the government to connect the stations to the power grid and therefore will receive monthly revenue.
When Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi took office last year, he promised to tackle fuel subsidies which have long weighed on Egypt's state budget and contributed to economic stagnation. 1 year down the line, the government is still trying to reform the decades-old system of subsidies without angering Egypt's rapidly growing population. According to Yassin Abdel Ghaffar, the CEO of Solarize Egypt, a startup founded in 2013 that has implemented over 35 solar power projects, this is the right time for the use of solar energy.
I think our timing was perfect. We started before the market did, but many changes that happened during the past period of time resulted in the spread of solar power, including that Egypt decided to remove the subsidies. Therefore, the price of fuel is starting to increase greatly. There is now room for solar power to become efficient. The electricity generated by the solar power is now cheaper than the electricity generated by natural gas.
Developing projects have led to new bank offers, a sign which many think is a show of trust towards the sector.
The problem is that we are buying 25 years worth of electricity today. We purchased the entire system. What we were able to do during the past period of time is that we introduced the banking sector to finance the solar stations. Therefore, there is financial positivity where the owner pays the cost of the station over 7 years, many times without an initial down payment.
With advancements in the energy sector, more companies are moving towards establishing a solar energy base and hope for more support from the government. Ashley Mazuri, KTN News.
Amidst the gloom of the falling rand and the state of South Africa's economy, fashionistas still managed to showcase the third installment of the South African Menswear Fashion Week that took 4 days in Cape Town.
South Africa Menswear Fashion Week is known to be a flurry of activity as models showcase the different designs by top designers. At this year's Fashion Week, we see Mzukisi Mbane, a Cape Town-based designer, giving his clothes one last look before models take to the catwalk. Despite this, things have been tough for the young designer as the country struggles to steel itself against a weakening economy. The rand has fallen by more than 7% since early 2016, adding a 25% decline from last year.
I think it affects us a lot, especially me, because I've recently opened myself up to doing business with other countries. So with the rand being lower, everything is kind of expensive, and life, even traveling to those countries, it's kind of tricky now because the rand is very weak. So it's affected it negatively.
Menswear often plays a poor relation to women's styles at local fashion weeks, but it is enjoying faster growing sales and consumer tastes that are becoming more daring. As South Africa's economy slows down, Mzukisi has set his sights on a bigger market, targeting customers across the continent.
I started with doing Ghana. I did Nigeria, so I'm looking into going to Kenya. Yeah, the idea is that the brand needs to be identified as a household brand in Africa before I can go over to the other side.
South Africans are avid followers of fashion and often buy the trendiest clothes and footwear. The lucrative fashion industry is considered to be worth more than $15 billion. But majority of clothing sold in South Africa by local brands such as Truworths, the Foschini Group, Mr. Price and Edcon is sourced from Asia. Global brands such as Inditex, Zara and Hennes and Moritz have also opened stores in South Africa, increasing competition. According to Julia, whose designs are made of simple monochromatic colors, they are trying to encourage South Africans to buy local designers by adopting more competitive pricing and creating quality products.
It can get a little bit challenging, but I think, for us local designers, is we're really trying to push for people to shop local, because I think also we deliver products that are of a high quality, and then we bring down the prices. Well, the prices are a lot less than what you would pay for an international brand.
The strategy seems to be working, as fashion buyers, the Barton brothers, Palmer and Marvin, who are based in Australia, say they're impressed by the cutting edge and high-end designs that they have found in Cape Town. And despite problems in the economy, South Africa designers remain upbeat about the prospects for the fashion industry as they try to find niche markets for local garments. Ashley Mazuri, KTN News.
All right, so we've come to the close of the show, but I want to leave you with my final thoughts on the bottom line tonight. Pessimism. That's the mood that accompanies a discussion on the state of football in Kenya. This, even though it is a well-loved sport in the country. The sport has been plagued by mismanagement of funds as recently as November 2015, when players nearly failed to honor their 2018 World Cup qualifier match against Cape Verde due to late payment of allowances. This was not the first time that this had happened. That Kenya has talent is not in doubt. McDonald Mariga, Dennis Oliech, Victor Wanyama are all international football players. So what is the problem? Corruption, poor leadership and lack of investment in growing talent has got us to where we are today. Corruption is a word we never thought would creep into sports, but events within FIFA have proven otherwise. Now, the same principles of governance apply in politics as well as in football. Poor governance and poor investment will lead to poor returns. The central role that sports plays in the development of societies cannot be understated. There is plenty of talk surrounding youth sports being focused on the positive health aspects. Kids get healthier, combat childhood obesity, and so on. We also see a lot of writing on how youth sport is beneficial for personal growth, the learning of teamwork, and other valuable skills. The positive attributes of sports go beyond the physical. It extends to the political, ideological use of sports to harness cohesion in society. Kenya is a good reference point. We all rally behind our sportsmen and women and cheer them on in international meets despite our ethnic biases. Now, we put so much premium on academic success and in so doing have locked out talent which would help build careers and drive the development agenda of this nation and the region as a whole. Football Kenya Federation has a new lease of life with Nick Mwendwa at the helm. It is our hope that he will not be held back by the entrenched rot in the system. Thank you so much for watching Bottomline East Africa tonight, and indeed every night. We value your feedback and we thank you for it. Keep them coming. #Bottomline East Africa on Facebook and on Twitter. I'm Yvonne Okwara Matole. Good night from KTN's News Center in Nairobi.